Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Living Better with Joe and Kat. This is podcast number 11, and in today's podcast, we're looking forward to summer. All right, Joe and Kat, how's it going, guys? What's up?
Going great.
Well, I wanted to do looking forward to summer. We have had some 65-degree days that have turned my cabin fever into a springtime itch.
Kathy wants to get on the boat and go out to a lake when it still has ice on the lake.
Whatever, Joey.
All right, Joey.
Let's go skiing right now when it's 60 degrees outside and the water's probably 30 degrees. Woo!
So when you were out sawing that tree that fell over in the windstorm yesterday when it was super, super pretty outside,
Yeah.
besides dodging the dog poop in the yard, what did it do? Did it give you some spring fever?
Yeah, I think so. That's why I wanted to go cut the tree. It's like, 65 degrees outside. Rowdy came down, laid down, and watched me cut the tree, and it was time to do it. So,
Well, when
get it
we
done.
start looking forward to summer, we have got a lot of work to do around here
indeed.
because we live on an acre property that it's wooded. The neighborhood's wooded, so we have most of the trees cut off our property because we bought this place from my mom before she passed away, and she liked having a lot of gardens. So she removed the pine tree canopy that covered everything.
But she wanted more sun. More sun, better for the plants.
It was let the sun shine.
Yeah.
Yeah, let it
Well,
in.
it's kind of good that they cut those trees down because a lot of them were closer to the shop and the house. And if we did get that big windstorm, the chances of anything in the front yard falling on the front of the house is probably nil.
Well,
Right? I don't know.
I'm more about the sunshine and the warm breeze, and it's making me looking forward to what we're going to do this spring and this summer. So, what do you have in mind? What's the first thing you're going to do now that we're getting good weather?
Well, let's see. I've already picked up all the dog poop in the backyard. So
Honey,
I
that's a
guess
continuous thing.
I guess
Food in, food out for the dogs.
Probably, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Anyhow, I'll probably start raking the yard and getting all the pine needles and the pine cones up and
I can't wait.
getting the water sprinkler turned back on and get that all set up and stain the deck that needs to be stained because in some
It's
spots
time.
gets hit hard by the sun.
I really look forward to you raking the yard. It looks so pretty when it's all cleaned up.
Yeah. Like a little paradise.
Yeah. And we're going to get that container sold. So when that gets moved out, have you thought about what we're going to do with that pad where the 3 containers sat? Because 2 of them left when my stepdad moved out. Anne Marie's moving out. She was using it as a tiny house. We're going to sell it. We've got that. How wide? Like 36 feet wide by 40 deep?
40 deep for sure. Yeah, about 36 wide. I don't know what we're going to do with that pad. I
think what we should do is we should stub some electric in there because electric and water's right there.
do an RV hookup.
Do like a little miniature RV hookup. That way if friends or family want to come with their campers, they can park back there.
That's true.
And it's a cool place. Or if Steven decides that he doesn't like living in the apartment anymore, he could get a tiny house and put back there.
That's
a real
true.
tiny house.
Yeah, I'm over the tiny house.
You're over it?
Really?
Yeah, I'm over
I
it.
think they're pretty
Seriously?
cool.
No, but I am into like the van stuff. Like I
You
mean,
park
not.
out the
I don't
driveway,
necessarily
though.
like want to like live in a van, but like I enjoy going out in the van and doing that sort of thing. But the tiny houses, they're cool. But I don't know.
Now that you've spread out in the apartment, you don't think you'd want to do it?
I enjoy the space that I have now. I could do it, but it wouldn't be necessarily a first choice. And see, I think the thing about tiny homes is they work for different sorts of people. Like if you are maybe retired and you don't have a lot of money coming in, like a tiny house wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Or if you're a millennial just starting out and you haven't, either started a business or you haven't.
And there's no way you're going to get a
you're not-
mortgage for $500,000
exactly,
for a house.
then that can help you out in that sort of way. So the tiny house is good, but where I'm at in life, an apartment fits me a little bit better. And I think many people have kind of come to that realization,
Yeah.
and they've left their tiny houses because of that. But they are good options. They still are good, and a lot of people should use them. If
Living
they
where we
need 'em.
live, it is so outrageously expensive for people to rent or own because we live in a touristy area in Oregon. It's kind of like the Aspen for Colorado. It's Bend, Oregon. And for any of our viewers, look up Bend, Oregon. It's beautiful here. It really is God's country. And I think that's why I'm getting so excited for summer. If you're a winter person, it's good here too. If you like to ski and snowboard, and snowmobile, we did all that stuff when the kids were younger.
Way back when.
But we're kind of over it. I don't like cold weather anymore as much.
I mean, I got to say, I enjoyed going snowmobiling and riding up to Moon Mountain and
Oh, I've enjoyed all that
hitting all the
stuff.
trails. And then when we cross country skied, that was kind of fun up at
Yeah.
Mount Bachelor. We did downhill one time.
Well, we did it. I did it more than that, but
I've done plenty downhill on that.
Yeah.
We took the kids up. I can remember this when we took the kids up to Mount Bachelor and we went down the bunny slope. And Stephen
and Megan were freaking out, and Stephen and I were yeehaw and all up and down the chairs.
If I remember right, Stephen was just a little guy, and I went down first. He came behind me, and he didn't know how to stop, and so he kept going towards the pine trees. And
What a horrible dad! You're laughing at his terror.
I was afraid that he was going to smack us.
Stephen, are you okay?
No, I'm very upset. I'm a millennial. You're breaking my spirits.
It was just,
No, but
it was just something funny that I remember.
So this is what happened. Let me put it this way. You guys are two Oklahoma people that are from flat grounded places with
Yeehaw.
minimal snow
Yeah.
that moved to a mountainous area where people ski, and then you guys are like, "Oh, we got this. Let's go ski."
But
What's the
I
worst that
did
could happen?
ski.
Yeah,
I
okay.
skied all
The
over
worst
the
that could
place.
happen is you don't know how to stop.
Look, listen. This is what really happened that day. We went up there, and you had never had formal lessons, Megan, and you know, with children,
None of
it's
us did,
fairly
I don't
easy to
think.
teach children how to ski. They're small,
Make
they
the
don't
pie.
go very fast. You know, they can control their weight. It's a little bit different than maybe an adult for their first time. Plus, children, they can rebound pretty easy from
They
a little
bounce.
crash. You know.
Yeah.
So for me, I didn't know how to ski, but we also went out on a day where it hadn't snowed in a while.
It was
wasn't
glazy
fresh.
ice.
Yeah.
So it was like that hard, crunchy, and it wasn't like crunchy snow that you would
was
go
like
through.
ice.
It was like ice, and essentially, that we're going down on the mountain. So I did go down the hill, and I was doing pizza the whole way down, and I couldn't stop. And it was freaky. But I made it down to the bottom, and
I was
that's all
so
that
He
proud
did.
of
counts.
you. I followed
I didn't
you
hit
down.
anybody
He
down.
did make it to the bottom,
I
but
didn't hit
it's-
anybody. I didn't hit anybody, and I managed to stop at the bottom because at the base of the bunny hill, it has a slight uphill for the people that do exactly that.
Yeah.
Right.
As a kid, I was terrified.
I don't know.
But as an adult, I later went on. So look,
When you went to private
that-
school,
well,
you
not,
w-
not
you
even
did
that.
ski
Not even that.
lessons.
So you and Joe. So Joe and Megan walked down the hill. Okay,
They were done.
They didn't even want to ski
They were
down. They just
done.
walked down and then they went and hung on the lodge. And then I think we all left that day all kind of disappointed, and
I
you know,
didn't. I had
No,
a great
you
time.
had
was-
time, you had
it
fun
was
for what you
fun.
did.
I'm
but-
like an otter. If there's anything that has something to do with playing, I'm down.
So what happened is the next time me and you went to the mountain, you just took me because Dad and Megan, they weren't wanting to do that. It was fun. You got me lessons. You paid for me to have ski lessons, and that was perfect. They take you up on the little mini hill, and then they just teach you a few things. The snow was a lot better, and I was able to go down the bunny hill just fine with the trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Later, I ended up going to the private school where I was able to go skiing
Every week.
Friday during the
Every
winter
week.
Got
for
lots
the
of
3
practice.
years I was there, which was amazing. That was
Yeah.
super fun, and that gave me a lot of practice.
you were able to play with your friends because
Of course.
you had like the younger teenage friends, and you guys would
Oh,
go
not
up
even,
and
not even teenage in middle school. We were
It was
all,
middle school. You were young teenagers,
Yeah,
like
12,
13,
13. Yeah, there you
14.
go.
Yeah.
But I got to say, like, riding with them, they would always kind of push me, though. Like, oh, we're going to go on a yellow trail or whatever the
Yeah.
next one was. Like, they never put me on a black. We went on a black trail one time. And it was because I took the wrong turn myself. And so they're like, oh, well, we're fine going down this. But it was like a steep mogul hill.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to go down moguls.
No.
I don't know how to jump and, like,
twist your hips and get your knees up.
and I ate shit going down that hill.
Rawr.
It was, yeah, a crazy experience. But there you go.
But see,
That was
you
fun,
have
though.
those fun memories.
Yeah.
Fun memories. So anyway, back to where we were talking is that, we live in a mountainy town where we have all 4 seasons, and winter is a fun time here if you like to play in the snow. The biggest extent of us playing in the snow now is plowing the driveway, and we hate it. So
Not so much. I mean, it's just not that bad. I mean, hand shoveling is.
Okay,
but
we had a light winter.
we had a very light winter this
your
year.
memory is a little
We
bit.
had a little light winter. We had one big snow that I think was maybe a foot and a half, and that was
We had a very light winter.
Yeah.
So you're not remembering snowmageddons of years past
No, I
where it was
remember.
horrid.
Yeah, any year that we
last
have
February
like
was
5
bad.
feet, then you're like complaining, like, "Oh, we're moving. That's it. We're going back to Oklahoma.
I've got one
We're-
more
we're going
snowmageddon
Colorado.
in
We're getting
me.
out." You
Yeah,
know?
I'm headed to a beach. But anyway, see, so that's what started all of this topic today is that we are moving into spring, and we have had a few days around here that have been in the mid 60s.
been nice.
and my itch is scratching. So I wanted to talk about, besides getting all the chores done around here and the
Projects.
the typical yard work and making it just absolutely gorgeous so that we can do our barbecuing outside in the outdoor kitchen, and we can have our friends over and have our summer gatherings that we look forward to so much. I wanted to talk about, last year we did not get the boat out very often. And the year before that, I was looking at pictures. I had like a really great tan because we were out on the lake almost every single weekend.
Sure.
And I just want to, get a commitment right now in front of God, everybody, all of our viewers, listeners. Are we taking the boat out this year?
I think we'll,
At least once.
yeah, we'll
No!
take it out a few times.
I want to go
I'm
out
just-
more. I want to go out more. Now, Joey,
Well,
I know that you get bored because you don't like to get in the water. You're not a water dog. I'm like a freaking Labrador
you're
dog.
Right, you're right. I'm not a water
I
dog,
think we
but-
need to get a jet ski to take with the boat.
And tow it.
So not even tow it, or just have someone follow along, but it takes some extra
Oh,
fuel.
have you popping wheelies on the
No,
wakes?
but that way, Joe can get out on the water on the jet ski and play around a little bit. You could, I could. And then you have the paddle boards if we just want to play chill and just go in the cove. Different options. I like to fish, but I agree, fishing does get boring after the first 6 hours.
Maybe if
and
we go up to Billy Chinook, we can rent a jet ski.
Too much money. I'd rather just buy one.
I don't want. Where are you coming up with money, Hot Pants?
Yeah, is there something we don't
I'm going to be
know?
working 7 days a week this summer. And, so I'm going to be making a lot of money in that case. I'll have the daytime to go play on the water.
Yeah.
But then I'm going to have to go
But
work
see,
at night.
where most of your work is, there's a lake close to where you work. If we go to the lake during the day, like later in the day, so that we're there for the heat, because I want the hotness, then as we head home, you could stop and get your work done. If we go to Billy Chinook, it's the opposite direction.
Totally.
I get it.
opposite.
No, there's options.
Yeah, I think that maybe we should try some lakes down south. And we haven't been on all of them. Well, when we had the trophy boat, we went to the Twins, but I'd like to go back to the Twins. Even
Well, that's
for-
close to the area where he has to work.
exactly the Twins and
Lava Lake's been
Lava
nice.
Lake. Lava Lake's good as long as it's
Mini
not,
Lava Lake I like better.
Yeah,
But that's more paddle boarding. We need to get your little pontoon skeeter thing out too. That was fun last year.
And
going
where did
out.
we
Put a
take
motor
that
on it.
at?
Little Lava.
Little Lava, and I really enjoyed that.
Did you take it out with the motor? Did you
No.
take it out with
No,
that?
we
Yeah.
have not taken it out with the
Oh
motor
my
yet.
gosh. Yeah, so with the mini pontoon, you guys got that.
It's like a fishing pontoon for those that are trying to make a visual. It's
Yeah,
one of those little
there you go.
fishing mini pontoons that
that you sit on. It's like a single person pontoon
Right.
that has blow ups.
For going
right?
out and fish.
So we put the
Fishing.
right
You
when
did.
when we went out, I put the what was that called?
a trolling
the
motor.
trolling motor.
It's an
There you go.
electric trolling motor that'll push a big boat.
A big boat, and then I put a fairly big battery on there. And for the 8 hours, me and my buddies were out fishing. That thing got me around the whole lake the whole time. But it was
And
nice.
you were
'cause
towing the
you
kayaks.
you could go full throttle on it. And the boat is normally down in the water, but this thing will get up
Level.
on a plane. You can get up on a plane. Just
I wanna do that.
Yeah, that would be fun.
It is so much fun.
Hey, what if we get a ski rope put on it and you can
I don't know if it has that much power. To
well,
pull a
no.
person.
I'm not saying ski. To pull somebody on a paddleboard standing up
Oh,
with a
totally.
ski rope.
Oh, totally.
Wouldn't that be kind of
Yeah,
fun?
I could pull you around the whole
We
lake.
could do that, and it wouldn't be too hard on my
You know
arms
what
because
would
my
be-
arms can't take a lot of force.
You know what would be cool for your paddleboard that I've seen online is they have the fins, right? Where you
Uh-huh.
install your fin. They have electric motors that go on and it's in the fin.
Oh.
And you have a controller on your paddle. And so you still use your paddle to turn and maybe put drag on one side so
Uh-huh.
you turn left or
Right.
right. But then you have the actual electric power, and then there's a battery pack that sits on like the back luggage area or
Right.
the front, wherever you decide to put
Uh-huh.
it. And then you can go around the lake and you can get quite a few hours out of it, and it's pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to say, that speaking of paddle boards, I had this really, really nice, like, I don't know, 9-10 feet, maybe even 11. It was like 11 feet tall.
The one
My
that I got
bamboo
you.
one, the bamboo one that I
Oh
bought.
yeah, that was a nice one. Rip.
We need to have a moment of silence. That paddleboard died. It was left.
Totally.
We put it on the front of our big pontoon boat, and Joey drove just a little too close to a tree, and it cracked the darn thing in half.
Okay,
Yeah.
but before that,
I loved that. I loved that
it was
paddleboard.
broken in the river too. That thing
got-
had a rough life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you guys Google my name, Kathleen Simons Heap, you'll see where I put a lawsuit on Bend, on the city of Bend, because they built this spillway to make it safe water passage. And they advertised it that it would be a safe passage for paddleboards, stand-up paddleboards, and canoes on the river that goes through town here. And opening day, it was like carnage on the river. I'm really,
Yeah.
really surprised somebody didn't die. But anyway, I raised all kinds of hell about that. And of course, the pockets of Bend and the people that the 1% that run the town, a judge wouldn't even hear my case because I
Which
think
is
he
not
was
good.
friends with the DA, and
Yeah.
you know how everybody sleeps with everybody when they're up at the top
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm going to say I'm proud of that because it did make that safe passage a safer place. And now it is used, for people with tubes. You cannot take canoes or paddleboards down it,
terrible
which
that.
was what they, touted it, when they were fundraising to build this thing. It is not what they said it was going to be, but because my attorney and I sat across the table with D.R. Horton, I think he's seen that. Yeah, I think we do kind of have a problem here. He couldn't admit it, like legally.
But they did go back and fix it.
They did have somebody come in, and they got all the footholds where if you went underwater, where the jagged rocks were that were skinning everybody that day. They concreted it and made it, aesthetic on the surface, but they made it safe under the water. So
Right.
if you guys Google me, you'll see that, I could look like a troublemaker, but at the end of the day, it made my community safer
Yeah.
by speaking up. And I will say I am the kind of person that I'll speak the truth and I fear nobody because I got a great big hand of God on my back.
There you go. All right. Very well said.
Okay, we were talking about fun summer
I
stuff.
don't
How
even
did we
remember,
get here?
I didn't even remember where we were at.
paddle
We talked about the
I know what
paddleboard getting
I know what I
destroyed.
wanted to say is I would like to try some of the lakes down south.
You've already said that.
What lakes do you want
Come
to try
on,
again?
Joe.
There's another one that I wanted to go to, Walton Lake.
Walton Lake.
I
That's over by Prineville.
enjoyed that, but I enjoyed it. Yeah, it's worth the drive though.
I
It was
think I
nice
would
to-
like to give it one more try. When we were up there was a huge algae bloom, and
Yeah.
it was gross to get in the water.
Right.
I mean, it was beautiful for the day that we were there paddleboarding around. You can't take motors on that boat or on that
No,
lake.
no, you can't.
No motors at all. But I mean, I would be willing
But
to
I'd take my skeeter.
take your skeeter. We could
Yeah.
probably take the electric motor. We'd have to check and make for sure.
Yeah.
But I would definitely give it one more try and maybe go before an algae bloom because it was really fun. There were eagles that were coming down out of the tree and
Getting the fish.
catching the fish.
Yeah.
And we went right after the hatchery dumped all the fish in there. So people were coming out with like 8 and 10 pound trout. It was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It was a fun day, but I hated the algae bloom. But back to the paddleboarding, I want to replace. I'm declaring it. You know how they say if you can speak it out loud, it helps make it come to fruition. I want to get another nice paddleboard like I
Ooh,
had.
What would it be like if we got the paddle boards where you can stand up on them and pedal them that have the handle like a bike, like riding a
Well,
bike?
Stephen was just
That'd be
talking
kinda
about
cool.
the fin that is a motor. That I have to say I really like taking just the plain old paddleboard down and paddling up against the river down by the old mill, because that gives me a workout. I've got to lose some weight, you boys.
But you talk about your arms being kind of messed up with your disability, so you gotta like if you had the electric motor, that would be beneficial.
That's
in some
true.
ways.
It's kind of like
you don't
getting
even
the-
notice it's there.
It's kind
It's
of
under
like
the water.
Well, and it's kind of like getting the electric bikes with my asthma. At least having a electric motor bike.
They can get you when you run
If-
out of.
Yeah, I can
steam.
pedal until I'm done with my workout, but
Right.
I'm not stranded out and about. But anyway, so we got to get the slingshot in and get its annual service done. And this year, last year we got all the scooters. We have these like little Italian scooter looking things, but they're the cheap Chinese ones.
Yep.
In the town that we live in, there's a lot of festivals. Every weekend there's almost always something planned, but parking is
Tough.
horrid. So we have gotten in the habit of riding our little cheap Chinese scooters down to the festivals, because you can, roll up like
Park
in a
anywhere.
Yeah, you can take it up on a sidewalk and park it next to bike racks. And that makes it easier and funner. But last year we spent all the time and the money changing the
I
oil,
think we took him out once
getting
or
the tags done, and we didn't take them out. What did we do last summer that kept us from playing? Because we didn't take the boat out.
We went camping last
Yeah,
summer.
we went
quite a bit.
camping. That's what we did.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
We offset, like one year we did, a summer of boating and very little camping. And now we did camping and very little boating.
But on the bright
I
side-
remember.
And-
Yeah, we were having some difficulties too, and so I wasn't wanting to play with you very much.
If I buy that enduro motorcycle, though, then we can go out more because it's like 230 cc's or whatever. So that would be enough to get me around town with you guys on the scooters. We could
Well,
go
Yeah.
places with that.
Pack roll. Well, and with Chip and Heather being moved out here,
Oh, what
She's
if they
got-
got scooters too? We could have a whole pack of us.
Heather has her scooter.
Yeah.
I got my pink one. Dad's got the red one. If you've got your enduro, then Chip can ride the 3-wheeled black one.
There you go.
We just need to get the gas out
And
of it
he
because
was
it doesn't
telling
run
me
well.
he was telling me the other day when he called that they want to do more camping this year with their trailer.
Well, they have a great big, humongous, beautiful camper,
Yeah,
and if you're going to pay for it, you need to get it out and use
Yeah.
it.
I think we need to do not only more boating, but camping along with boating.
Yeah.
And, my summer, unfortunately, working 7 days a week, that makes my options
But
fairly
you know
limited.
what, though?
I know. I
If
could
you're-
go.
if you take your-
There's lakes that are close
If
to my
you
work where I
take
could go
your
and work.
van
And
and you tow the camper and get it up to the camp, we could take the truck and get the boat up to the lake, and then you could take the truck to work and leave your house and our camping house in the boat
yeah, probably.
at the
Yeah.
campspot.
Or-
See, we'll figure it out as we go.
or-
There's a way to
even
make it
better.
work.
I'll just hire another employee to work with my current employee, and I can be a boss that affords to take time off on a weekend to go out
I
camping.
want that
There
for
you go.
you. I want that for both
that's
of
coming.
you.
Anyway, so summer plans though. So lots of paddleboarding in the future, we're hoping, and we need to get these things on the calendar. We do need to plan these things out because
You have to.
we all want to go on these trips.
Well, and something else that I was excited to learn about with joining the Elks is that at almost all of the lodges, they have RV camping.
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody, I don't know about in other states, pardon me, I know I have a little coffee too. In Oregon, if you want to do something with camping, you have to book it basically almost a year in advance.
Right.
Kind of. Some campsites
Very
have
rare.
We
like
got lucky
they have
last
like
summer.
1 month
Serve.
aheads. It depends where you go. And then there's some like remember that campsite we went to over in where was that?
Cougar Springs.
It was over by Belknap Hot Springs, just
Yeah.
down the
Cougar
road a little
Springs.
bit. I don't think it was at a. Was that the name?
Yeah.
of
It wasn't
Cougar
at,
Springs,
it was
that was
near
it.
Cougar Reservoir.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they
'Cause we went
had
up to the
so
reservoir.
many open camp spots that we
But it
could
was
get
first
into.
come,
Come,
first
first
serve.
serve.
And it was first comes first serve. So
Yeah.
but in our area of Central Oregon, we have so many people that live here, and we have only I don't know.
Yeah,
we have
more
we have a lot
common.
of campsites, but at each campsite there's 30 spots maybe because they're like
Right.
small
But
campsites
people
on the
drive
woods.
over from Portland and Eugene.
And everyone
and-
comes here,
yeah.
so it's really hard to get camping in our area. And they only have like 5 first come first serves. The rest are reservable, and you do have to get on it ahead of time.
But see, with being an elk, we can go to any of the towns, like over to the coast, especially because it's hard to get camping over at the coast, or even hotel reservations
Yeah.
at the coast.
Well,
we
but
can we can go to the coast with our camper, and we can stay at an Elks Lodge.
Yeah, but you can't with you can't with the little lakes around here. You know what I mean?
No, but I'm saying expand your
the-
horizons. What are we doing for summer? If we want to go to the Oregon coast,
I do want to travel out of Central Oregon. We have done plenty of camping here last year, and I mean, there's a few areas like up by Sisters. I really want to
Yeah.
go camp up there, more on the Metolius River. That
Camp
would be a
Sherman.
lot of fun. Camp Sherman. We haven't really explored there much, and I want to start going out of Central Oregon. We've done so much camping here, and let's go to the coast. Let's go out. Let's go into like
well,
the
he was
mountains
saying
up by
Walton
Salem.
Lake, yeah, over by Prineville and the Ocho
Prineville wouldn't be bad, and it's a little bit desolate out there. I don't know.
peaceful
I
and
haven't
quiet.
been much into the deep Coast, but I hear there's mushrooms and stuff out there that you
Well,
can look
what
at.
I was gonna
Yeah.
what I was gonna tell you is when I was talking to Chip with the new company he's working with, he is asked to have all Fridays off from here on out
Oh, nice.
because it's something to do with their loads. He was waiting around, and I don't know. He could tell you more about it, but he said from here on out he's taking Fridays off,
Well, it is
which
fun.
would give them like Friday, Saturday, Sunday
Yeah,
to
it's
go camping.
fun
Yeah.
when you play, and it's fun when you play with friends.
Sure.
So I think that is all a really good
Yeah.
goal. But we need to start planning. And then one more thing before we get going is I'm going to be doing a presentation at the Oregon Society of Radiologic Technologists at their conference this year. I'm going to be doing a talk on the future of healthcare and what it looks like because I just graduated with my degree. And that's basically going to be a summation of what I studied for that degree. But I wanted first of all, before we get into all the spring cleaning, I've got to get that talk done. But I also want to see if Stephen will possibly record it and we can put it on the YouTube channel because I think it's going to be quite interesting. I'm going to, it'll have some professional level stuff in it, but I think it's going to be just good public knowledge as well. So come on, spring. Come on, summer.
Come
We got
on.
lots to do.
It's happening slowly.
Yep.
They say we're headed to spring, so
Well, maybe on some of your Man Mondays, we can feature some of the projects that you're going to be doing. Another thing before we go that I wanted to talk about is that Joey and I have been in counseling for about a year. We've been married for 33 years. And with life changes that have happened and just, things that have gone on, we have been doing counseling because we want to have our marriage be full and rich. And our counselor suggested this book. So we bought this set of books and we haven't opened them. I just peeled the plastic off of them. It's called 100 Ways to Love. One book is your husband, the other one is your wife. So 100 Ways to Love Your Husband or Your Wife. So I'm going to hand you, Joey, the book that says, what does it say?
Who's the author again?
100 Ways to Love Your Wife.
Lisa Jacobson is the one that wrote the Love Your Husband, and Matt Jacobson wrote Love Your Wife.
Okay, perfect.
So just for fun, to give you guys a little teaser of what these books are, if you don't, or if you're not familiar.
Do we just open it up like this, and whatever page we're on
Okay.
is whatever we're going to say?
So I want you to open up.
I'm
And
not even going to look.
nope, just randomly open up the book and read what it says for 100 Ways to Love Your Wife. This is a suggestion.
Okay. Write a love note and leave it on her pillow to find later.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
What number was that?
I like that. Huh?
which number was that?
That was number 48.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to randomly open my book up. Oh,
Don't go to the index. Don't.
oh my gosh.
You just got to.
I didn't, Joey.
There
I
you go.
opened it up and it was like the index.
All right.
Okay, so this is number 93. Tell him how attracted you are to him.
Oh,
Let him know about the magnetic pull that you feel towards him. He wants to hear that you're drawn to him as much as you want to hear that he's drawn to you.
that's good.
So there we go.
Very
This is
nice.
our
good.
our couples therapy in action that we're going to share with you guys. But we went out and bought these books, and the counselor told me not to look at the book that he reads and him not to look at the book I read so that there's some surprises in it.
Yeah.
Oh, very
I think
nice.
that's cool.
Yeah. Well, does anybody have anything else they want to add for moving forward into looking forward to summer?
No, we're all
Hurry
good.
up, hurry up and get here.
All right.
I'm ready for it.
Well, I just want to remind everybody that you can find us on Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, And we are also on YouTube under Living Better with Joe and Kat. Anybody else have anything else to say?
Nope.
No, just remember to live with peace, love, and happiness.
happiness.
We are going to be living better with love, peace, and happiness.
That's right.
Everybody take care until next week.
Thanks, listeners. Bye.